this projection assumes, you say, no more borrowing, of course,
Right.
in the future. And just off the top of my head, I can think of a couple of projects which are likely to require some borrowing. You know, one is Lake Leota restoration, and the other one is a rebuilding or a building in addition to the library. I don't know exactly how much of those things are going to cost, but if we would build in, this is a wild guess, okay, that we'd have to borrow $5 million to do those two projects. Can you give us any kind of a feel for how that's going to affect our capacity?
I mean, what I can do is I can easily just put in like a $5 million borrowing and just kind of provide you that analysis that kind of shows how it changed your capacity.
That's not necessarily happening next year.
True.
No, it's not going to happen in the next year, but, you know, sometime.
No, I can,
It's gonna
that was
happen.
part of my reason for putting this before you, for going forward, was certainly we can easily add another proposed borrowing in this spreadsheet and see how it's going to project. I mean, going forward, you know, two things will happen that positively benefit your capacity. One is you're paying down debt every year, and then the other part is you're seeing growth in your equalized value. So certainly, you know, if capacity becomes an issue, that's what we can look at to see structure or timing of borrowings. You know, as your capacity gets replenished over the next few years. I mean, I don't provide this as far as there's nothing on here that alarms me or concerns me. I mean, you're still have an adequate amount of your capacity available, but certainly anything going forward is what we would look at. And we look at that right when we get started. I mean, there's no point coming before you to say authorize this financing. Well, by the way, you're really digging yourself into the hole. So I mean, we looked at this before we did this borrowing, and I'm looking at it again afterwards going forward.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Greg? There is a motion on the table